First Watch now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
Cochise County football continues tonight.
Yes, we'll be in St. David. The Elfrida Blue Devils are coming over at Valley View High School there. So it's 8-man football. So it's a small school football. It's a lot of offense. And actually, St. David's, they're 3-1 this year. They were regional champs for the 1A last year. But I've done one other game with them, small school. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. So it's a different kind of football than what we're normally used to. So a team's going to go over there tonight, and we'll call the game and have some fun with it. And it's good crowded because the community really comes out, especially when it's in-house rival. You got Elfrida fans coming up to St. David's for the in-county rival game. So it'll be a lot of fun tonight.
And remember, that's on FM dial, 100.9 FM tonight, 6:30 for pregame, kickoff 7 o'clock. And you can hear Sheriff Mark Daniels call the game.
And we'll keep you updated on Buena High School, too. They're back in action. They had a bye week last week, so they'll be back. They're traveling to Sunnyside High School. And if I had to do a pick, I'd say Buena's got the advantage on that.
The Cochise County Fair returns to Cochise County this weekend.
And we were down there all day yesterday. All three of us were down there yesterday. Jackie Clay, myself, and a few others. We judged the 4-H projects. And it was really neat because they made different projects, and then they came in front of us to present their projects, why they liked the project, what they learned from their project, what can they do better next time they do a project. It was just really a good day down there doing this. And these all the way from like 8, 9-year-olds all the way up to 16, 17 years old. So we had a lot of fun doing that, and a lot of creative kids here in Cochise County, I'll say that.
What kind of, I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Carol.
What kind of animals did you see down there?
I didn't do any of the animal.
Oh, so you did like the arts and crafts?
Arts and crafts,
oh,
which
okay.
was more on my level. And they're all
I thought
good.
You were supposed to be milking a goat, so that's why I thought maybe you were down there with some.
You know how many people ask me about that? Say, hey, how come you guys aren't milking a goat? And Jackie Clay, she's just scared. I didn't want to hurt her pride anymore after I beat her a couple of years ago. So, Jackie, I hope you're listening this morning. But, in fact, somebody asked that when we were sitting there. How come you guys aren't milking a goat? And I said, it's about her pride. It really is. And she just looked at me. Okay, get the last word. Go ahead, Sheriff. And so, but we had a good time yesterday doing that with the kids. And but some of those crafts these kids make is just incredible. I mean, one did a 3D printer image of different little statues, and they were never seen something like that before, and it was just incredible. The innovation these kids are bringing to the table. So again, and they get in front of a group of adults and talk about their project and the discipline and just the commitment and courage to get in front of us to say, this is what I did, and this is why I'm doing it, what can I improve upon. I mean, I was impressed with those kids. Kudos to 4-H, kudos to FFA, and all the programs going on at our county fair.
And they're supposed to have a rodeo, I think, Sunday.
Saturday, I think they're doing it Saturday.
Yeah, so if people haven't been to the fair and they've been, stuck indoors and whatnot, go outside, just have a good time, go down there, take a look around. And it's been over a year since the last one, obviously. This is we had a bye year, if you will. And so just go down there and take a look around and just enjoy yourself. And some of the things that were happening, let's digress just for a moment. Last weekend, the Daughters of the American Revolution had their proclamation week. So to all the ladies that are part of that group or who were joining that group or who have heard of it, thank you for what you do. Take a look around and enjoy yourselves while you're having fun.
I got to go there a couple of years ago and present a certificate to the group and our young people going through that program, and it's inspiring to see that. And the moms that are inspiring their young ones, and you went this year. So it's very impressive to go do that.
And then you also had you had Men Who Cook. Let's touch on that for a second.
We have such a good time with that. I've done it for many, many years, and Corporal McNeely and I did it this year, and it was a patriotic theme. So we did star-studded taco salad, and everybody, my competitive chefs out there that are probably listening to this today going, why? But the bottom line is, I told them, I said, okay, just stand back. And but it turned out really good, better than I even anticipated. And so we ended up getting first in presentation. We're the only ones that wear a costume. That helps us. Number 2 is we got first in our category for the salad, and then we end up getting runner-up for People's Choice. So we did really well this year. I was really, knock on wood, and because there was some really good competition out there. It's amazing. But it's all for the symphony. It's a fundraiser, and we had a lot of fun doing it.
And the pictures of your patriotic costumes are now on our Sheriff's Facebook page as well. So we want to remind everybody, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, because it's fun. It
is, and what a better time to be patriotic right now. We really need coming off 9/11 20-year anniversary, and just unite and kind of remind people what we're all about in this country.
And tomorrow you're part of a fashion show.
I am. I'll be walking the towel tomorrow. I don't think it's any red carpet, but we'll be over at the Windermere at noon. They're doing a Back the Blue fashion show. So I know Brian McIntyre will be in that. Jackie Clay, again, county superintendent. Brian's our county attorney. Myself and many others that are doing a fashion show just to Back the Blue. And so I went out and got my outfits the other day from the different retail stores. Thank you, Dillard's. Thank you, Cal Ranch. So all excited about that.
And you also, before you do that, you have to be in Tucson at a radio show for Law Matters.
Yes, I'll be up in radio I'll be at 8 o'clock in the morning with iHeartRadio, Law Matters show for an hour. Sergeant Tim Williams from our border team and I are heading up there to talk about different things here from Cochise County, what we're doing down here, the good things, talking about our jail, talking about our border issues and challenges, and just what's going on down here. So we kick off at 8 o'clock in the morning till 9.
And speaking of the jail, there's an update on the jail.
There is. The Sirius Herald did a very nice article, came down and sat down with me. I toured with them this week. They toured with my staff over at the jail. And just to give an idea of what we're pushing out when it comes to a new jail. It was a nice article. The reporter, Lita, did a very nice job writing that article, presenting what our challenges are. We know the infrastructure is old. We know the building's crumbling. I wish I could say it in a better way or more delicate way, but it is. It's an old building. It's one of the oldest in the state, besides 2 others. And it's time. It's time that we get up to industry standards, both for those that serve in there, but also the fact that it's a liability place. And people don't understand that. But when you have a facility that doesn't take care of current needs, not saying we're doing anything wrong. I don't want anybody to walk away thinking that different. But we got great men and women that serve that facility. But it's time we move into modern-day century when it comes to jails. There are jails built in the 90s that already have new jails today. I mean, so we're just behind the 8 ball. I mean, this jail has outlived its lifespan. Let's put it that way.
And we have some photos that were taken as part of the progress last week when we did the tour for the article. So we're going to be posting those photographs. They weren't able to use them in the publication, but we're going to be posting those photographs so people can get a general idea of, what's going on down there and see where we're at.
And we're working with the mayors in the county. In fact, I have a luncheon Monday with a mayor. I've talked to quite a few of them already, if not all of them, regards to support for the jail. It appears they're going to support our jail project and many other partners all around the state to help us push this new jail through, because this is a community jail. It really is. It's part of the criminal justice system that a lot of people forget, but truly is instrumental in everything we do within the criminal justice system. And whether I like it, people like it, we have to have a jail because there are people that need to be held in custody for the protection of themselves and protection of the community for their safety.
And kudos to the officers that work in that jail. They're doing a very good job.
They really are. I was, like I said, I was down there this week on this tour, and they do. It's a tough job, as anybody can imagine. You're going into a facility where people don't want to be there. There's a behavioral issue. Just between 60-70% of everybody in our jail has some kind of pre-diagnosed or current diagnosed mental health issue. And then you look at the folks down there that are repetitive criminals that they just don't care. And so the men and women that work down there, it's a tough job when it comes to protecting themselves, but also protecting the inmates and safeguarding them. And when something goes wrong, there's a headline, as we all know. So, again, we want to make sure we can do a better job, but we need a facility to do that. And that's really what's holding us back.
And so for the headlines, too, one of the things that we are jumping on board, there's so many different projects and things going on at the jail. Last week, there was a Battle of the Badges blood drive in Douglas.
I saw that.
And guess who pushed it over the top? detention. So the sheriff's office came in first because of detention and because of the staff down there. You had supervisors, you had the lieutenants that were transporting people, from work down there to get it done and bring them back and make sure they rehabbed on the way. But making sure that everything was taken care of, Grady got some good pictures down there.
Yeah, that was
so
good.
That all of those things that are coming together like that, the men and women who work there are phenomenal. So thank you for, pushing us over and giving your blood, sweat, and tears to the job.
Didn't we win that a couple of years ago, too?
We did.
I was going to say, I remember we won that before, and good job coordinating that, too, Carol. And it's just our way of, that's so much what I like with our sheriff's office. And I get credit, the men and women. We give back to the community. They've given us so much, and I appreciate that, and I mean that sincerely. But we want to give our part back. The men who cook, giving the blood drive, the county fair, being down there every day to meet and greet the people, and that's why I said with the little broadcast we did yesterday, Grady, was come meet the men and women that are serving this mission, and you'll be very proud.
And another thing that is something that you specifically and Commander Bradshaw said, we have to do this, we have to get this program back on track regardless. So we have a new jail chaplain that we're going to be highlighting in the next couple days. Yeah,
Andy's a really good guy. We were very fortunate that he found us and we hired him. And he's like, you can't miss him. He's 7 foot tall. The guy is huge, but he's just down to earth. I got a big old heart, and I'm very, very impressed with him. So I talked to him the other day down at the jail, see how he was doing, and yeah, I think he's going to do a very good job on the heels of something that was very negative. So he's got some challenges. We all know that. I talked to him about that, but I'm telling you, he's got the right attitude. He's the right person for this position.
And there's a lot of people that have wondered about, having outside people come in and do ministerial services, and that had been a thing for many, many years, and it will continue to be a thing. However, we have to put the brakes on that right now because of COVID. So because people are asking that question of when can we get back in the jail, when can we get back in the jail, we don't have a date yet or a time because we have to follow, the ebb and flow of this whole pandemic. So that's one of the things that we're working on, but having him there now is going to be, just a huge assistance to us.
Well, that's the start of it. I mean, CDC guidelines, and I met with our insurance carrier here a couple weeks ago when it comes to the operation with our jail, which is totally different than most. I mean, we can't afford to get an epidemic in our jail when it comes to the COVID outbreak. So we've done very well over the last year and a half. We're very cautious on that. So getting Andy, our new chaplain, in there, it's coming back. We want our volunteer ministerial folks in there, but it takes time under current situations. But it's coming. I saw a Facebook page the other day about that. When do we get to come back? Folks, we want you back as much as you want to be in there, too. So just be patient with us a little bit, and we'll get you back in there.
And switching gears, let's talk about the border for a bit. Everybody's interested in the border, including a French delegation that's going to be here soon.
Yeah, they'll be here today touring. We got a group out of France that's coming down that wants to tour the border, and they set this up several months ago, way in advance. And so we're doing tours 2 or 3 times a week right now when it comes to a lot of political candidates are coming down, which we offer that up. Come understand your border here in Arizona. There's different border pictures from Yuma is different than what I'm seeing here in Cochise. But so we encourage that to come down. I'd rather have you walk away with some facts and not opinions or myths or political ideologies walking away from here. This is what's going on in Cochise County, and we share those numbers. We share the border with you, and we actually share a tour of really what the border looks like, so you can go back with some facts. So, yeah, we got France coming down today to spend time with us, and just a lot going on in this border. As we all know, that's national news right now. I'm hoping we have some serious policy changes on how we're addressing this border all along 31 border counties, because it really needs to be looked at and it can't be ignored. I think we're seeing that right now, and we just all collectively need to come together and put our ideas on the table. Let's get a balanced solution, and let's move forward. And this is really a federal mandate. This is a congressional mandate. This is the President of the United States. They are the ones that need to come together and do this, but they can't exclude your state governors, your mayors, your community leaders, and especially your sheriffs on this.
And something else that's going on as we speak is we want to remind people it's the time of the year right now. So we're jumping over to weather really quickly. Kind of didn't have a good segue into that, sorry. But we're jumping over to weather really quickly. So it's great outside. This is nice weather. You're not like baking your brains and you're not freezing your buns. So there you have it. But it's also the time of year where people start, maybe seeing more wildlife coming down because they're getting ready to store up so that they can go hibernate or they can get ready for the winter, the animals that is. So it's time of year, so we want to make sure that people don't feed wild animals because it only encourages more of them to come in. And you can't tame wild animals. It's not fair to the animal because ultimately they end up getting, injured or killed. So right now there is a home off of Mohawk, and Game and Fish are on it. They have a big black bear in a tree. So they're getting ready to take care of that. They're going to dart it, and they're going to get it to safety, back where it belongs. So that's, again, another message. Please don't feed the animals.
That's right. And we encourage that message because so many people do, and they do it for good reasons. I mean, they feel good about it, like they're helping the wildlife. But these feral animals, once they know you're the depository of food, they're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming, and that never ends in a good way, like we're seeing today here. I'm not saying these people fed the bear, but our deputies are out there. Game and Fish is on our way to safely get this bear back in to the wildlife.
And speaking of safety, there's a couple of safety events in Sierra Vista tomorrow. The Sierra Vista Fire Department has put on a child seat safety seat check, and that's from 9 to 1 at Cal Ranch. And then there's also a VIN etch program that the Sierra Vista Police Department is doing where they etch your VIN into your windows, and that's tomorrow at the mall from 9 to 1. So the seat check 9 to 1 at Cal Ranch, and then the VIN etch 9 to 1 at the mall.
It's nice to see these kind of events. We used to do a lot of these back in the day, and especially the VIN etch on all your windows. If you're worried about your vehicle, if you have a high-profile vehicle or any vehicle, I mean, it costs nothing. Go down there. They'll take care of that. They reconfirm your VIN number before they etch it on there. And if you got little ones, little kiddos, I mean, that car safety, they actually give you a car seat. I mean, they'll show you how to install it the proper way. They'll check it. Even if you got one you like yours, let them check it. You'll be surprised what they can show you.
And safety is really important, child safety. So we have some programs at the Sheriff's Office, too, that we're going to be ramping up here in the next little bit. And thanks to Lieutenant Monhay at the jail, he's come up with a fabulous idea. Commander Bradshaw has given his blessing to that. So hopefully we'll be able to unravel that here soon, get through all the muck, and be able to put it all back together and present it to our public. So really good ideas coming out and trying to keep our public safe.
Great.
Well, let's talk about your stop of the week.
Good stop. I don't know what it is with the 100-mile-an-hour. I've been hitting a lot of those lately. People, this is the message, slow down, everyone. But I was heading to work Monday. I was coming up 92, coming into Bisbee, and there's a garbage truck, excuse me, coming at me. And I see this car pop into my lane, passing it really quick. So I hit the radar, 100 miles an hour. So I spin out. The car saw me. I did a U-turn and came around the garbage truck, and I noticed the car. It just kept speeding up. I mean, literally speeding up. And I didn't get the car stopped almost 5 miles later. And the reason I got stopped, thank God, was it got into the Palomino school area, and it had to slow down because of traffic and kids going to school early in the morning. And so I stopped the car. It was a female driver. She said she was late. Long story short, it was a very unique stop, and I won't go into a lot of detail there, but she ended up getting a very serious citation for her. And I'll be honest with you, I almost took her to jail, mainly because of the recklessness of her driving. And but one thing I always check on when you have such a uniqueness like that, where they run from you, what are they running for? And we have so much smuggling going on down there on Highway 92 where people run from us all the time. But this was a little bit more unique. She was not from this area, but stated she was homeless. Driving a newer Camaro. Didn't make a lot of sense. But then I look at the health of her. I asked her, are you all right? Things like that. So, again, it's just a unique time in our societies, what we're addressing, law enforcement especially. So I spent a little time with her to make sure she was all right. But she did. She received a pretty hefty couple tickets from me. And long story short is, folks, just slow down. I mean, I keep saying this. I said a lot of these shows, be kind and show some appreciation for each other.
And talking about safety, you have a safety message, but it's precipitated by an event that happened night before last, where some information had come to your attention, and then other people started getting in on it. So tell us a little bit about that particular situation, and then ultimately, the safety message, which we try to impart every time we meet with people, but we're just going to reiterate it again.
My phone started ringing here a couple nights ago, reference an alleged threat at Tombstone High School. And parents were calling me saying, we're seeing these social media texts that, there's going to be a bad event at Tombstone High School. Well, I channeled them into our dispatch centers. We can get that properly logged onto, followed up with several of the parents, and just got that out there. We got hold of the marshal's office over in Tombstone and the marshal, and collectively we came together on that. But this was something that, thank God, it was unfounded. It was not a threat locally here, but it was a good message in the fact that it showed that the community works well with law enforcement. My phone was ringing off. I know many other law enforcement leaders and officials' phones were ringing. But when we can come together for that, and we can actually come up with a plan and get out there with early prevention, early intervention, we're doing really well. And that's what we did in this case. And so thank you to all the parents. See something, say something, reach out to us. That's one thing I'm very proud of, and is the fact that I'm easy to get a hold of. I know law enforcement is very approachable in this county, so if you see something that's not right, give us a call. It's amazing how many crimes we can solve by just saying something.
And before you go, Sheriff, invite everybody out one more time for Cochise County football.
Cochise County football tonight, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll be doing the St. David High School game. It's 8-man football, and Alfreda High School is coming over there, so it's an in-county rival going on tonight. 6:30 kicks off, radio time.
And thanks for talking to us today, Sheriff Mark Daniels.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Hello, everyone. Sheriff Mark Daniels here. Please join Coach Garrett and I for Cochise County High School football this Friday night. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Please join me this Friday where St. David will be hosting the Valley Union High School.
Cochise County football on 100.9 FM. Brought to you by Life Care Center of Sierra Vista. Tap into Wellness Chiropractic. The Country Lawyer Perry Hicks. Cochise Eye and Laser. Dunn Insurance. Haven Health. And High Desert Clinic.
It's football time!
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office. And our next guest, we're going to find out about Gold Star. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Alma Tamayo.
And your name?
Donna Adams.
All right, so tell me, what is Gold Star? I know it's an Army program, but tell us kind of what it is.
So the Gold Star program is any family member who is related to a service member who dies active duty.
And what do they do for them?
So our main goal is to make sure we take care of the families after any services are provided as far as the funeral and all that. And so we want to make sure that the family continues to feel that they are part of the Army family. So with that being said, we make sure that if they need counseling or they need any type of assistance, that we're there for the family members. That's
a neat program. And so you are what's called a Gold Star mom. What does that mean?
My son passed away in June 11, 2010. And it's really rough right after that happens because you're grieving so bad. And my son had passed away in Afghanistan. We went to Dover to receive his body. There's just so much paperwork that needs to be done and things like that.
So in this kind of a situation, you probably just don't know what to do, and that's where this program kicks in.
That's correct.
So I see that you're wearing a shirt. Tell us about that shirt.
This shirt was, they also have a thing called Run for the Fallen. They do in Tucson. But it has a list of all the people that have died in as our Gold Star family members. But this is their child, and there's hundreds of Gold Star families in the state of Arizona.
So Gold Star family, you're a Gold Star mom. Is that kind of the same thing?
Yes, I'm the mother,
I
but
see.
my husband is part of the family. My son had 2 children. They would be part of the Gold Star family.
I see.
You know, it's the whole family.
So how does this program work? Is this an Army program or is this like a civilian-led program?
So this is an Army-wide program. It's designed to take care of any family anywhere. So we're actually worldwide. So just in the state of Arizona, we have contractors out of Phoenix, and they're part of the National Guard. And so they take care, because it's just me here on Fort Huachuca, but in Phoenix they have two people, and they take care of that part of the state, the northern part of the state. And I take care of Tucson. So it's Pima County, Cochise County, Santa Cruz County, Graham and Greenlee counties that I take care of.
And is there anything that the public can do to help this or support this program?
Just to recognize when you see Gold Star families, you know, also the Blue Stars. I live in Sierra Vista, as y'all know, and you know, if you look at the cars, there's so many, and it's hard on those families. Even it's the ultimate sacrifice, yes, but it's also hard on the families. You know, soldiers give so much and work 24/7, and when they're deployed, it's really important that people, you know, pick up for them. You know, help the families.
And how would you recognize this kind of is there like a symbol, something on someone's car, or?
Yes, it looks like a flag, and the Blue Star, it has a blue in the middle, and then for Gold Stars, instead of the Blue Star, it's a Gold Star. And how the Gold Star program even started was you know, when soldiers went to battle, they used to have, the families used to fly a Blue Star. But when they didn't come back, they put a Gold Star over top of that Blue Star to recognize that the individual had passed away.
Well, we appreciate this program, and we thank you for bringing us awareness to the program. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the community before we go?
I would say just it's very important to recognize that, you know, all these service members that have died, they died for our freedom so that we can have freedom. And there's families out there like Donna that's sitting here next to me that continue to grieve the loss of their loved one. And so we just want to make sure that they're never forgotten.
Well, we appreciate this program, and we thank you for what you do for our service members.
Thank you.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County. We have Scott Borgstadt, Sierra Vista Police Department, PIO extraordinaire. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Wow, how can I follow that introduction?
That was great, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing with this weekend in the VinEtch.
Oh, yeah, this weekend on Saturday, tomorrow, from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Sierra Vista Police Department and the Citizens Police Academy Associates will be at the mall conducting a VinEtch. Now, VinEtch is we take your vehicle identification number and etch it into the glass on your vehicle, which helps protect it from thieves. The reason being, glass is the most sought-out item for chop shops and stuff because it's the most profitable. And if you have your vehicle identification number etched onto it, it basically becomes useless to them. So when the thieves start looking for vehicles to steal, you know, they look at, okay, this one's got an alarm, VinEtch, yeah, I don't want that one. So they'll go on to the next one, which, you know, is what we want to, you know, and let somebody else take the hit on that, I guess.
And what is the process of actually putting it into your window? Is it like a little tool, or?
Oh, no. It's honestly quite easy. We've got this little device that reads the VIN, and then it creates these little pieces of tape, basically, with the VIN on there. We put the tape in the lower corner of the window, and then we have a very mild acid that we tap on the tape, and it only etches where the VIN was etched onto the tape. It has to sit for about 5 minutes, and afterwards you peel it off, and it's etched into the glass.
And who's doing this along with you?
The Citizens Police Academy Associates.
And who are they?
They're a group. You have to attend the Citizens Police Academy. We usually run one class every year, and after you graduate that, you're eligible to join that organization and then help out the Sierra Vista Police Department. They do a lot of things with Christmas with a Cop, the Vin Etch. Another event that we've got coming up next month is the CHIP event, Child Identification Program, that we're going to be holding over at the Boys and Girls Club. Can I come back and talk about that next month? Okay. Different things like that. They also help out people in the police department. They help pay for education, books, that type of stuff.
So how many people do you usually get at these types of events?
It varies. We've had, generally we run 30, 40 cars through in that time frame, but we've had as many as 60 come through. It takes, depending on how long the line is, once we start on your car, it takes somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to do everything that we need to do, and we'll get you in and get you out.
And so 2 things to follow up with that really quickly. So first of all, I know that the VIN etching system, did you say it uses like some kind of, how does it etch the glass again?
Yeah, it's a very mild acid that only basically etches into glass.
Oh, so there's no way that you can start etching catalytic converters, right? Because that's a big thing that people are stealing. So that would be nice to have a way to mark that so you can slow that roll a little bit.
Actually, there is.
Ha-ha.
There is, yes. That's something that we're not going to be doing this Saturday. We have to. That takes a little bit different process to etch metal. But we do have the capability of doing that. We'll have to talk about maybe having one of those days, too. That's a great idea.
There you go. And then the second part of that is lock your cars, people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When it comes to anything, your house, cars, locking the door is a huge deterrent to criminals. Now, remember, criminals generally want the easiest target that they get. And if your house is locked, your car is locked, and then you have other measures in place, when it comes to security, you kind of got to think about it like a layered effect. The more layers that you have, the harder it is, the less likely that people are going to want to steal your car or break into your house.
And, and I understand people are busy. Like, I've had a ton on my mind for a long time, and I've forgotten to lock my house at least 5 times in the past 3 days. I have no idea because I've been coming and going and coming and going, and it's kind of scary when you realize that you've done that. So fortunately, nothing has happened. So put your head on straight. Make sure you remember that. And you're right. People, I've seen videos from different Ring subscribers or different home security subscribers where here in Sierra Vista, you can see people coming up and checking car doors and getting in and taking guns.
Anything and everything.
Purses, everything.
Yeah.
So it just boggles my mind that you can have somebody that close to your own personal property and then you get violated like that. But then you have to think, well, wait a minute. There is a secure measure that I could have taken.
That is true. And Sierra Vista is a great community to live in. We have a relatively low crime rate, compared to other communities, but we still have people out there looking for that opportunity, the criminals looking for that opportunity. It was just a couple of years ago, if you remember, we had that rash of vehicle burglaries in one night, and we had over 30 vehicle burglaries in one night. And that's exactly what they did, Carol, is they just walked down the street and tried door handles, and 30 vehicles that were burglarized. And it's funny because we ended up catching them thanks to one of those doorbell things with the camera on it, which helps out tremendously. But yeah, it only takes a few extra seconds, to hit that lock, whether it's on your house or your car. So take that time and do that and save us a lot of paperwork.
Another program the Sierra Vista Police Department has coming up is called Better Bucks. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, Better Bucks. Well, the first thing, it's not a program by the Sierra Vista Police Department.
Okay.
This actually started out as a council objective to look into bringing a voucher program to Sierra Vista to help with the homeless and the professional panhandler situation. So because of it's a council objective, the PD got tasked with researching it. In other words, I did. So we researched it, thought, hey, this would be a great program, and the idea behind it is instead of giving cash, people will purchase these Better Bucks booklets that have 5 $1 vouchers inside of them, where when you give them out, the folks that receive them can only purchase living essentials, food, clothing, toiletries, pet food, stuff like that. They can't buy money orders, they can't buy alcohol, they can't buy tobacco products, or anything that can be used in conjunction with illegal drug activity. People still want to give, which is amazing, and but they don't know exactly where their gift is going when they give cash. With Better Bucks, you know that it can only be used for those select items at participating merchants. The launch for this is actually October 1st, next Friday, that the program will take off. We formed a nonprofit group called Better Bucks of Sierra Vista that will be managing the program. We're going to have a booth at Art in the Park, so folks can come by and learn more about it and purchase booklets at that time.
And how much is a booklet?
A booklet, okay, there's 5 vouchers in there. The booklet actually sells for $6, and the reason for the extra $1 is that helps pay for the printing costs. But inside the booklet, you're going to get the 5 $1 vouchers that can be used at participating merchants. We also list several service providers inside the booklet where folks can go and get if they need housing, food, clothing, if they have an addiction issue, we'll have organizations listed in that booklet. Like I said, the city is on board with this. They also provide a one-day bus pass with the booklet so folks can get to those services or to the merchants that are participating.
And who are the merchants are they all like in the county, Sierra Vista?
No, this is strictly in Sierra Vista. The merchants that we have on board right now are Fry's Food Store, Food City. Culver's is on board. We have Friends of the Sierra Vista Library and Goodwill.
So those are the places that once you give it to somebody, they can go spend it there.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I think as part of your program, seriously, you should have a contest like in the next week or so of who can say that the fastest, the most times.
Say what?
Better Bucks book.
Better Bucks booklet?
That's it, yes.
Yeah. I've been doing this for a while, so I can say it pretty well. Yeah.
I think that you should have that contest.
And let's talk about National Night Out. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be October 5th coming up. National Night Out. It's always a great event. We have thousands of people showing up. Pretty much every agency in the area is going to be there. Sierra Vista PD, Cochise County, Tombstone, Huachuca City, Fort Huachuca. All the first responders, basically fire, police, will be there. We have static displays that we'll set up, and we'll have demonstrations throughout the night. It's going to be October 5th at Veterans Memorial Park. The event starts at 5 o'clock and goes till 8 o'clock. Come on out for that, because it's a lot of fun. We're going to have basically, not a jumping castle, but we'll have one of those blow-up obstacle courses there, which is kind of cool that folks can use. And we'll also have it's a blow-up thing. It's not a jousting thing, but you basically put the safety gear on and you stand against somebody and you get to hit them with sticks to knock people off of a platform, basically. Which is going to be fun. We're going to have first respond or a contest between first responder teams for that, which will be great. And there'll actually be 3 events for that: the obstacle course. I don't know what you call it, not the jousting, but something like that, and then a very interesting donut eating contest.
Oh, we are so there.
So, in the past we've had this great big, the tug of war type thing, which has, been popular, but somebody, some agency keeps winning because they
have
these huge guys that come in. And not saying it's a county, but
right.
So
it
is, yeah. So we kind of changed it up a little bit. So just because you have great big guys on your team doesn't necessarily mean that's
could
a
eat
good
bunch
thing.
Of donuts.
Because but you're also going to have you're going to have folks that are real fast to get through that obstacle course.
I see.
Oh, see, they're big and fast, so we can't wait.
So what is the purpose of the National Night Out event? What is the end game?
It's basically folks to come out and see what law enforcement does, what the fire department does, meet us and get to know folks, first responders in your community. We're also going to have a lot of different service agencies there talking about putting up displays and booths, talking about what they do in the community. It's just a great way for folks to come in and see all of the resources that are available to them in Cochise County.
Well, Officer Borgstadt, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us and catching us up on everything that is Sierra Vista Police Department.
Thank you.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country. And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
So if you need to give us a call, just call 432-9500. That's our main line, and we can get you where you need to go. If you're looking at us on the web, you can take a look at cochise.az.gov/sheriff or just simply at Cochise Sheriff. And then also our social media. We have our Facebook at Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels, and our Twitter, again, is connected to that, but if you want it separate, it's CC_Cochise. And Grady is populating our Instagram account, so that's becoming quickly popular. So reach out, take a look. We appreciate it.
First Watch on KWCD Country, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.